Hello, welcome to the video lecture on the poem The Lotus by Toru Dutt. Toru Dutt is one of the pioneering figures in the nascent phase of Indian English literature. Despite her very short literary career, she is hailed as a profound poet whose works are tinged with the spirit of nostalgia. Her literary output is quite small as she died very young. Her poems are characterized by the recurring themes of loneliness and longing. Her major works include the collections A Sheaf Gleaned in French Fields that came out in 1876 and Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, which was published in 1882. Many consider Toru Dutt to be the Keats of Indian English literature due to the similarities in their tragic lives. Now let's look at a short introduction to the poem. The Lotus is a sonnet written in the Petrarchan tradition. It follows the rhyme scheme ABBA, ABBA, CD, CD, DC. The sonnet is divided into the octave and the sestet. Octave means the first 8 lines, sestet the concluding 6 lines. So the octave introduces the conflict between the rival flower factions, and the sestet resolves this conflict and brings about a harmonious end to the dilemma. Even though it is a very simple poem in tone and diction, it deftly expresses Dutt's patriotic spirit. Now let's move on to a detailed analysis of the poem. Love came to Flora asking for a flower that would of flowers be undisputed queen. The lily and the rose long had been rivals for that high honor. The god of love, which is Cupid or Eros, approached the goddess of flowers, Flora, to ask for a flower that can be hailed as the queen of all flowers. The debate regarding this question, the question as to which can be considered as the queen of flowers, this debate had been going on for quite some time, as both the rose and the lily had been vying for that position. Dutt here uses classical allusions to frame her poem. She introduces the figures of Cupid and Flora, two important gods of the classical pantheon. Classical pantheon refers to the ancient Roman and Greek gods. So the quest to find the queen of flowers has been undertaken by the gods themselves, and therefore it is not a trivial pursuit. Bards of power had sung their claims. The rose can never tower like the pale lily with her Juno mien. But is the lily lovelier? Thus between flower factions rang the strife in Psyche's bower. The argument now gets more and more heated. There have been countless influential poets or bards on both sides praising the individual qualities of lily and rose. There are many who favor the pale beauty of lily, as her appearance can be compared to that of Juno, the queen of gods. Lily is seen as a majestic beauty like Juno. But the rose faction argues that lily can never be as lovely as the rose in her enchanting beauty. The two factions couldn't come to a truce or a solution, and the debate continued in Psyche's bower. Bower just refers to a shady place in a garden. And Toru Dutt introduces the figure of Psyche because she's the beloved of Cupid. Give me a flower delicious as the rose and stately as the lily in her pride. But of what color? Rose red love first chose, then prayed, no, lily white, O both provide. And Flora gave the lotus, rose red dyed and lily white, queenliest flower that blows. Since the argument couldn't be settled, the god of love asks for a flower that is as beautiful as the rose and as majestic and dignified as the lily. Flora asks him whether he has any particular color in mind, and again he combines the attributes of both the flowers, both lily and rose. And he says that he wants a flower that is a combination of rose red and lily white. Red here stands for vitality and passion, and white is a symbol of peace and purity. Thus, the god is here asking for a flower that is both beautiful and pure. Flora gives him Lotus as it fulfills all the conditions laid down by love, and hence Lotus is hailed as the queen of all flowers. As we come to the conclusion of the sonnet, we understand how Dutt's patriotic spirit is very evident because she crowns Lotus, the national flower of India, as the queen of all flowers. Lotus is also a flower that is highly important in Hindu mythology, and Dutt here pays homage to a flower that is associated with the spiritual culture of India. She discards the Western ideals of rose and lily and goes forward to celebrate the beauty of lotus, which, in her opinion, surpasses the attributes of both rose and lily. Even when she uses deities from classical mythology like Cupid or Flora or Psyche, she highlights the beauty and glory of lotus. And one can even argue that, lotus is a symbol of Indian identity. So that's all for now. I hope all of you understood the sonnet. Thank you.